Tony D and Little Joan with Screenwriter's Rant on three different trailers that are kind of horror movies. First up, The Abandon. Next up, The Beast Within with Kit Harington. And finally, The Inheritance. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. The links are in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 14, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. Book 15 dropping a couple of weeks. All right, Joe, what do we got here? First, there is The Abandon. And this is a elevator movie, as they say, trapped in the elevator movie. It starts out a guy in combat, he gets imprisoned, and then it's about him trying to get out of the box. It's a cheap movie to film, but I find them not too great because you got to be super smart to make this work. The only kind of movie like this I ever liked was Closet Land with Alan Rickman, and that's only because it was really well written and Alan Rickman was just genius in it. But this movie looks fine. It's about a puzzle. Why was he kidnapped? Who kidnapped him? How does he get out? So, first act, he's in a war and gets kidnapped. Second act, he's trying to get out. Third act, he gets out. Or it's revealed to be a dream, or he's dead and dying, or, you know. There's a reason it's going direct to digital, in my view. I don't think it'll be that good, but seems to be getting an okay reaction. The Abandoned, watch now. In select theaters July 19th, so it got a limited release. Doesn't really feel like a summer movie. Digital and on demand on the 30th. Injured U.S. soldier Miles Willis awakens after witnessing a blinding light from a battlefield in Iraq to discover he is trapped in a mysterious cube armed with... They even did this on the Sci-Fi Channel. It was called Cube. In a mysterious cube armed only with his combat gear, his dire situation escalates as the cube begins to change with violent shifts in gravity and the appearance of cryptic writing on the walls. As Miles begins to question his sanity, he finds a lifeline, a voice on the other end of his satellite phone who claims to be a prisoner in a similar space. As the walls close in, these two strangers must put their heads together if they are to outwit their captors and unlock this deadly puzzle. Deadly puzzle. Or, you know, he's talking to the nurse and he's on the operating table. Yeah, I just don't... I don't find these all that smart or interesting. You know? It's just 90 minutes of playing around with the narrative and then like, oh yeah, this is it. So, not my kind of film. Up next is The Beast Within, a werewolf movie starring Kit Harington. He's the werewolf, and he's got a family. I'm not sure what time period this takes place, but it's definitely in the past. And he's got a great family and a daughter and a wife, and they all seem great, except, you know, once in a while they have to chain him up, and he turns into a werewolf so he doesn't kill everybody. But the curse is getting worse and worse and worse. He's trying to protect his daughter from himself. And she gets old enough to follow them one night in the woods, discovers the curse. Now they probably have to kill him. It's pretty classic werewolf story. And I think at the end she gets the curse, would be my guess. So first act, let's see if we can read these credits. Jeez, why don't you just write them in Sanskrit? Greer Taylor Ellison is the writer, along with Alexander J. Farrell. Directed by Alexander J. Farrell. I mean, it looks solid enough. You know, it's got a bit of a wholesome element because there's a family involved, but there's also a werewolf. So first act, they've got a happy family life in the woods, and they get along just great. And the daughter's growing up, and all is well. But dad goes away every once in a while, and it's very mysterious. And the father or father-in-law knows. And then one day, the little girl discovers her dad turns into a werewolf. And then they have to deal with that, and he's getting worse for some reason. But Dad would never hurt me. But then I don't know. They chain him up one night and he breaks loose, and they're trying to keep him at bay. And I mean, the classic ending to a werewolf story is that they kill him. But then perhaps the little girl is also the beast. I guess. I mean, it seems very basic B kind of horror movie. But Kit Harington's a pretty good actor. So, there is something to be said for sticking with one very basic horror concept and kind of going with it. Let's read the write-up. It is told through the eyes of a 10-year-old girl as she begins to question her unusual life in her family's fortified compound in rural England. I mean, maybe. I like werewolf movies. I like something with a little bit more pizzazz. This seems very basic B. But I think it would be watchable. And finally, The Inheritance. It's a Peyton List movie. I'm not sure who Peyton is. But a group of kids show up at their dad's mansion. He announces that he will die at midnight. He's not sick, but he believes a supernatural entity is coming to kill him at midnight exactly. Instead, it kills one of his kids and then starts killing everybody in the house. Then they're locked in the house. And whoever survives the night gets his $2 billion. But they're trying to get out. And I don't know if the old man even ever dies. Written by Chris Lamont and Joseph Russo. Directed by Alejandro Bruges. I mean, it looks interesting. I'm not sure. This is a movie that it's got to pay off at the end. If you don't have a good ending on this one, you're in trouble. This one's all about the ending. Really, all movies are, but this one, a lot is riding on it. What's the supernatural creature? Why is it killing people? That's probably all going to be revealed at the end. So first act, the kids show up to the mansion. They're all rich and fabulous, and one of them's married, and they meet the father. He makes his crazy pronouncement that he will die at midnight. So they stay in the house. Oh, this is all crazy. At midnight comes, and instead one of the kids dies, which doesn't seem to be part of the plan. And then they're trapped in the house. I'm not sure if the father traps them in the house or if the unnatural entity does. I think the father does because it's all mechanical locks and stuff. So they're trapped in the house and now they're trying to escape. But whoever survives gets his money. So then it's a morality play about who kind of deserves the money and who's a bad person. I suspect that the first sister, the influencer who dies, is somehow a bad person. Perhaps this is the couple that survives. I'm going to guess probably because it's a thing that Hollywood doesn't want to do, doesn't want to kill off the only black woman in the movie. Here's the woman coming out of a painting, the sister. Now that she's dead, she quickly turns into a ghost. Here's the old man. I don't know. I mean, on the upside to this, it seems to be trying to do something different, with a horror movie. It's got the inheritance thing, and got some intrigue with that, and then you've got this mysterious entity that's going to kill him for some reason. Why, though? The whys are important, but I'd be willing to give this movie a shot. Let's see. A billionaire on the eve of his 75th birthday invites his estranged children back home out of fear tonight someone or something is going to kill him. He puts each of their inheritances on the line to make sure they'll help. I guess they're going to help him survive the night or survive the thing. I didn't know. It's going to be about who deserves to live. So it could be good. Could be. If it's well written. I don't have a lot of confidence in Hollywood, but I'm not seeing a lot of negative here, if at all. In fact, the sister who gets killed is an influencer, so kudos to you. So yeah, maybe. All right, how to rank these now? So Inheritance, The Beast Within, or The Abandoned. All right, well at number 3, I got to put The Abandoned. Looks a little cheap. I don't like these elevator movies, and yeah, it's not great. I mean, it could be good if you really wow me. This movie's all writing. If you don't wow me with the writing on this, if you don't just give me revelation after revelation on this dude and really just blow me away, I mean, you know, and you could probably do this as a play. You know, forget it. Forget it. It could get boring very quickly. The Beast Within, yeah, I got to put that second. I mean, I like Kit Harington. I like werewolf movies. It seems a little too Spartan. I don't really see how this is going to be very surprising or all that interesting. You know, the performances, a lot weighs on the performances in this one. The performances are going to be, you know, if there are like amazing performances in this, yes, it could work. Not really seeing much in the way of the plot or the story. And at the top, I got to put The Inheritance, only because you have an opportunity here to do something different. They seem to be doing something different with like a monster or a ghost. I'm not sure what. So, you know, and there's a lot of ways this could go. It could be revealed that all the kids are bad and they all die. And then the father sort of set them up because they're terrible. Or that they all die and then even the father dies at the end, or one of them's good. It could kind of go in a bunch of different directions. Yeah, I would give it a chance. I'm not enthralled by any of these movies, quite frankly. Maybe the Kit Harington one a little bit, just because he's in it. You know, I mean, performance-wise, I mean, the old man here, is that Peyton List? Is that his name? I mean, I've seen him in a bunch of stuff before. He's a good actor. I've never seen him in such a big role before. I would give The Inheritance and The Beast Within a chance. The Abandoned would be the kind of movie I would watch if, like, well, I would have to hear rave reviews, or like somebody's watching it and I just go, okay, we'll watch this. So yeah, there you have it. 3 movies. Yeah, it might be okay. Anyhow, that's it from me, Tony D, and Little Joe. Check us out on the other sites. The other sites, which I've mentioned many, many times in previous videos. One has a green motif. Another has an orange motif, and the other has sort of a black motif. And they host videos. So I do have the other video channels, but apparently all my hits go up if I don't mention them. Isn't that weird? Can I mention YouTube? YouTube? Now you get to tell me what I can and can't say. It's a real great platform you have here. Anyhow, these videos will be on that too. We'll see you in the next one.